Hi guys, welcome to Robin Hood Diaries today. Thanks for joining me as always. I'm so redundant with the as previewed, but as previewed, tonight again, sometimes I really forget my previews, but I know the topic. I think we divided it a little bit into acid, the substance, and shrooms, the substance. And my experience in my youth, I think it said. Okay, so quickie rundown, because I am so sick and tired of my, I don't know, apologies, like unnecessary apologies. So yes, 14, yeah, it was hard. It was all the hard stuff. 15, ET, through sort of a recovery period, very low-lying. And then 16, yeah, I was hanging with a different crowd, a more, believe it or not, adult crowd. You shouldn't not believe it. And yes, there was dabblings in hallucinogens, half of which you can buy on Amazon today, right now, go buy it. The other is a very tricky substance to be consuming. And we'll go to that one first, which has a good and a funny side, and then the other side is like kind of scary, but mostly funny. Or no, all funny. Anyway, whatever. I'm trying to keep these so that I can give you like 6-7 minute increments, so let me dive in. So this was a thing, acid and mushrooms, believe it, all the way back, my high school. So let's talk about not the full high school, because that is a triple feature coming up. Then I have a double feature, a triple feature, and then 2 single shows. Long story. So acid, for starters, is a much more be the fuck careful with experience. You have, now this is acid in my day. I do not believe, or so I'm told, that the acid of today is really not the acid of yesteryear. It's not just because I was young. So yes, I dabbled in just hallucinogens for a period of time, let's say around 16-ish, after my low-lying, later 15th year after ET. Interesting. I was not so good going into ET, and then ET kind of made me better, and then it was the reverse for some people. I don't understand any y'all. Not you guys. So, yes, the availability of acid, I cannot tell you, because it is way close to the boniest, scandalous, and it's not the only place I got acid from. So yes, during this period of time, it was very, believe it or not, quite accessible. So let's say a few times that I dabbled in it. It can be a very cerebral experience. I'm not going to use I'm going to use experience. And so it's very, very heady. It's not like a pot high, a shroom high, where it's kind of relaxed, floaty, and actually more of a physical high. Acid gets high physical afterwards in the worst kind of ways. So, let's say I was with a friend called Chandra, with my bestie, let's call her, I don't know, the cat that I grew up with, April, because we'll be delving into her in the triple feature. Again, all high school, yay! I was going to make it a marathon, but whatever. Like a week. So, few experiences, yeah, Chandra, like you would wander, you would want to be outside, more like a shroom high kind of wants to keep you in a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more close to your stomping ground. Acid is kind of not the kind of thing that you kind of sit around and relax. Acid, for me, Chandra we'd be at boulangerie, at cafe, and then suddenly she would scream bloody murder just at the top of her lungs for, I don't know, 10 seconds, and then we'd go back to eating. But that was fun, or made a statement, or I don't know what. You don't really, you remember, but you don't quite know where your head's at, and it can surprise you. So, my bestie, April, again, very cerebral. We would go back to her apartment, again, big part of the high school show. And like we would pour through literature. I mean, I'm telling you guys, with a highlighter and like highlight, like, you know, like remarkable parts of literature that we were reading and like, you know, pick the meanings out of them. But it can also be a fun, you know, experience. And it can also be a dangerous experience. Like I said, if you don't know what you're doing, preferably with someone who has done it or is better yet familiar with it. It has to be in a controlled environment. Do not take acid unless there's a person with you or in some sort of controlled environment or at least controlled area. It's not the kind of thing you want to go flying around town with, believe me. So another bestie of mine whose father was a very famous producer, film producer. You know, again, we're on acid. His house is above Malibu Colony if you kind of picked it apart, and it's called Trancas. Not quite as fancy schmancy-ish, but still very expensive. And so we're playing around in the house. We're actually taking Polaroids, and then back then, well, I guess they have Polaroids now. You can like squish on like a pen on them and make weird shapes out of whatever color glue or whatever's in there. And then my other bestie decides suddenly she wants to go skinny dipping. Now we're on the beach. This is the middle of the night. And I'm kind of going after her like it's not such a good idea, but I thought she was going to sort of wade around and splash. Well, suddenly she's nowhere to be found.